right, hey guys, it's Roselle here, and for the very first time, I'm doing this split screen kind of video with Melanie Richards. I'm super happy to be collaborating with Melanie this coming January for a Yin Yoga Teacher Training that we've never ever done before at Energie EnCorps. So we're taking the time today to show you how there's two of us together and how we're taking all of our kind of expertise and working together to do something awesome. So let me just present to you Melanie. Melanie, maybe you want to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself. That would be awesome.
Sure. Thank you so much, Roselle. You don't know how thrilled I am to be at your beautiful studio in January to give this Yin training. I've heard wonderful things all about Energie EnCorps and about you. And I think it's a great collaboration to bring the Yin training to the West Island. So I've been teaching Yin Yoga for about 12, 13 years now. It was, as we say in French, le coup de foudre. Absolutely, it's my favorite style of yoga to teach. And I started giving Yin Yoga Teacher Training in, I think it was 2012. So it's been a little while now. It's grown a lot in Montreal. We've been giving about 2 trainings a year. And the latest is that on le fait en français aussi, c'est bilingue. So tout le matériel est en français et en anglais. So for your bilingual students, this is great news because it's in 2 languages. And of course, I'm basing myself on the trainings that I've done with Paul Grilly, Susie Grilly, Bernie Clark, Sarah Powers, who are the originators of Yin Yoga. And at the same time, I'm adding on a lot of like the new research that we've been finding on Yin Yoga and my own personal experience and my personal touch on the practice from teaching it for so many years and really seeing from experience what works, how to make it safe, how to modify it properly, and what the magic is behind Yin Yoga, and that's actually teachable.
I've been telling everybody, first of all, as you know, in Energie EnCorps, we've been around for 6 years now, and I've never actually brought in the Yin practice yet. As you know, we're mostly Ashtanga based here. And I found that, as I had taken different Yin classes over the years, I found it's a practice that is so important to really know how to teach, because I found that people were getting hurt. People didn't really know how to find that edge, and it's really important not to push people beyond what they can actually do and to really listen to their bodies. So it's taken me this long, 6 years, to actually decide to bring it in, only because now I feel that I have like the clientele, but also a very strong base of teachers that are coming up that are ready to do additional training. And I tried to pick, very, very carefully who I wanted to bring in. And you actually, I've heard only amazing things about you. So I'm really, really excited to have you.
Oh, thanks so much, Roselle. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited too. It's fun to branch Happy Tree out into to collaborate with Energie EnCorps for this. And for sure, Vinyasa students are going to benefit so much from this. I get a lot of people, we don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So there's so much value in the Ashtanga Vinyasa style. And Yin was kind of born out of necessity, that there is this balance. When you look at the word Hatha Yoga, sun, moon, a lot of the emphasis in power yoga, power vinyasa, hot yoga is really on the yang aspect. So creating more fire and heat in the body, perspiration and muscle toning. And so yin is kind of the answer to that. It's the moon, where we're working more at a deep subconscious level with a very calm breath into long held deep passive stretches. And again, so I'm for sure going to show how to modify postures so that every body can benefit from these long held stretches in a very safe, aligned way. And the other thing that I've kind of developed is what we call the yin zone. And that's what really keeps people safe, because you cannot stretch in a safe way unless you're relaxed. This is like an overarching, very important concept to realize. So if we take a yang approach, like a kind of a muscular approach to our stretches, that's where people tend to get injured. So by teaching people the yin zone, how to really reach people not just at a conscious but at a subconscious level, so that they go into very, very deep states of relaxation before they even get into their first pose. I think that's the way that we avoid most injuries altogether.
Amazing, amazing. And I really like how I'm very interested in bringing yin into Energie EnCorps to have that balance. Um,
Mm.
when I first opened up, my own personal practice at the beginning was very yang, right? Very ashtanga, the powerful style of dynamic style of yoga. And both of you and I, we have our own studios, so you learn over time. I was only getting the people who were, very dynamic and very fit. But if you look at the market and you look at all of the different students that are out there, I wanted to, continue to make yoga more accessible. So I started, modifying and then having more gentle yoga classes and then now restorative yoga classes. And now I think we're ready for Yin to really be able to, um, to serve and to offer yoga to Monsieur, Madame, tout le monde, from the people who want to do something very dynamic, all the way to the people who want to have something more um, yin, a little bit slower. And even, I'm from the fitness world from a long time ago. I like to tell people that we have to kind of cross train in yoga as well.
Yeah, that was what came to mind when you were saying that just now about, that it doesn't have to be polarized. It's in fact, all of us are made up of this, sun, like all the elements, right? And so for people who are used to having an Ashtanga practice, even to add in a little bit of yin, even if it's like just at the end of their practice, so when you're with this Yin Yoga Teacher Training, not only can you teach a full Yin class, but you can also incorporate a bit of Yin Yoga, let's say at the end of an Ashtanga Vinyasa class, to give people that balance once they're ready, once they're calm. And you were asking too, I think, whether people who are not yoga teachers would benefit from this training.
Mhm. Exactly. So why don't we go there? We can maybe kind of go through some of the frequently asked questions that I've received. So one of the most important questions are, I don't necessarily want to be a yoga teacher. Do you think that I should take this workshop? Should I take this training?
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. What I love about this training is that it is a training for life, not just for teaching yoga. So there is teaching methodology, you do get to practice teaching, you get feedback on your teaching, which is something nice. However, there's so much more to it. I find people have like big aha moments just from taking the training. Like I had people just this past cohort, in November, who said just in the 3 weeks since doing their yin training that already they've made big lifestyle changes in their life, that have benefited them and benefited their families. So, by learning the philosophy and the methodology and kind of the magic behind yin yoga, you're also able to apply it in other areas of your life. And so all that's really required is a passion for yin yoga. It's good to have at least tried a few classes before joining, obviously. But yeah, if you're interested in the conscious subconscious mind, if you're interested in the chakras, meridian theory, a little bit more about functional anatomy and the fascia. What else do we cover? All kind, like just the relaxation response and how important that is. And then also, of course, how to sequence a really nice, good, sound yin yoga class, and what the postures are that work and how to modify them. All that is in the training. So I think if you want to join me for 2 weekends where we get super passionate, you get some beautiful practices in there, then, definitely join.
Amazing, amazing. No, we're really, really excited to have you here. I guess another question someone would have would be if, and I think this is important, like, if I'm already a teacher, how can the yin practice, I guess, complement what I'm already teaching?
Good. So I'm assuming you mean people who've done your type of training, which is Ashtanga Vinyasa. So they work hand in hand. I mean, you're looking at, like I said, a more like athletic form of yoga, complemented by those deep stretches. Yin yoga releases deep tension from the body, so it improves agility, it improves your flexibility, it helps to really calm and clear the mind. So these can they can be practiced in the same practice, or you do your vinyasa class and then add in 1 or 2 yin classes a week to feel that restfulness, that balance that will actually bring you sometimes to the next level in the ashtanga. Because a lot of what you learn in terms of, again, the methodology and the philosophy can be even applied within your vinyasa practice. So it can definitely open new perspectives and new doors in your practice.
Nice, nice. So we're super, super excited to have you here. I guess if people have any questions, they could write the questions below, or they could, message Energie EnCorps right away, and we'll get back to you. Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Melanie?
No, I think that's it. Just that I'm, again, really thrilled. It's going to be one of my, I'll just like, it'll be one of my last things that I offer before going on maternity leave. So I really hope that people will take advantage of this opportunity, because the next time I'll give a yin training probably won't be until late fall 2020. So your chance, people, come on board. And just the best way to spend 2 weekends in the middle of January, February, really, I encourage you to join.
I think we have a good group already. I think there's people already registered. So
Fantastic.
it's going to be great. Anyways, we'll put all of the information below on how to register, and we encourage all of you to ask questions.
Yeah, please do.
Is an investment of your energy and your time, and we want to make sure that it's a good fit for all of us. Okay.
For sure. And I'm available too. So you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm sure through Roselle. If you have questions personally for me, I'm here and love to answer your questions.
Awesome. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.